Alright, let's do this. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the 7th Stand User. This game is a JoJo RPG. What if you were able to join the Stardust Crusaders on their journey? Well, that's what we're gonna find out right now.
Who's this guy? That's what you were thinking, right? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the interference speedwagon. Sorry for the sudden entrance. Would you like me to explain this game's features? By the way, it looks like this is your first time playing, but what difficulty level would you prefer? Which reminds me, would you like to watch the prologue?
Yes.
Hey, over here! We finally hit the jackpot!
What are you waiting for? Open it!
I told you, there's bound to be good stuff here, considering this is where a luxury liner went down 100 years ago. Who cares? Just hurry up and open it. Jeez, calm down, I get it. Huh? That's funny. It's locked from the inside. Force it open! Hey you, grab me a blowtorch! Alright, time to burst this thing open. Huh? There's writing on the side. D-I-O. Dio. Must be the company that made the chest. Now open it already.
Got it, finally!
This is Recon Team B-12, coming in from what appears to be an abandoned ship. We haven't found any corpses or any of the trace of the crew. All we found is an empty container that was left on the deck. It seems to have been forced open with an acetylene torch. No clues to the whereabouts of its former contents. We are requesting that a search team for the lost crew members be dispatched ASAP. Beep. Jeez. Talk about bizarre. What do you make of this all? This chest is made of reinforced steel, so whatever was in here had to be important. Maybe someone or something was lurking inside, and when they opened it, it devoured them whole. And maybe it's still on this ship. Or whatever. Huh? Hey, where'd you disappear to? Come on, it's getting dark out. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the 7th Stand User!
Papa! Over here, Papa!
Holly!
I'm so glad you could come, Papa.
With my only daughter in a bind? Well, I'd cross the entire Earth in 24 hours if I had to.
How's Mama?
She threw a fit, but I told her that it was top secret Joestar Company business.
Papa.
Hey, knock it off, Holly!
Don't wanna. I haven't had a chance to cuddle with you in ages.
Good grief. You realize how that sounds coming from a 45-year-old woman?
Oh, now you've done it. I'll have to tickle you for that. Coo-choo-coo-choo-coo.
Hey, quit it! No! Hey, what are you looking at?
Well, let me help with your luggage.
Now then, Holly, about Jotaro. Are you sure he mentioned an evil spirit?
Oh, I can't believe it, my Jotaro! It's all true. No one else in the room can see it, but I could. Another arm besides his own. And that gun.
Nobody else could see it but you?
Yeah.
Have you been experiencing anything similarly unusual?
No, nothing like that, but listen. He says he won't leave his cell until he figures out the cause of all this. Papa, what am I going to do?
Now, my darling, now that Joseph Joestar is here to save the day, there's no cause for alarm. Now then, I'd like to meet with our Jotaro face to face. I can't believe it. Somehow there's more things in the cell than there were before. He's been possessed by something terrible, and whatever it is, it's violent. If anyone finds out about this, I'll be fired in a heartbeat. Don't worry, I'll handle my grandson.
Grandson?
Jotaro, it's Grandpa. Grandpa's here to help you now. Please come home.
Get out! You're coming with me!
Piss off. I didn't ask you to come here. You want to help me? What makes you think you can do that? Sorry to come all the way from New York, but I'm not leaving.
Jotaro brandished the left pinky finger of Joseph's prosthetic hand. My finger? When did he take that off?
See that? Do you finally get it? This is my evil spirit. Don't come any closer, unless you want to cut short what little time you have left.
Unbelievable! He actually pulled one over on me! I know all about the true nature of that evil spirit of yours, Jotaro. I knew it before I even came here. I'd clear up this little mystery for him right now, but it won't do to simply explain it. He has to feel it with his own body. It's the only way to protect him from the dangers yet to come. Abdul, it's your turn. Allow me to introduce Abdul, my good friend from Egypt. Abdul, get my grandson out of this cell.
Give up. He looks tough, but just saying he'll get me out isn't going to make it happen. Besides, you really think I'd let a butt-ugly guy like that boot me out of here? Nothing you can do is going to change my mind. All you're doing is getting on my nerves. Mr. Joestar, I may have to be a bit rough with him. When I'm through, he may be in so much pain that he'll be begging us to let him out.
That's not a problem.
Papa, what's going on here?
Hey, keep it down. Quiet! Yes, Abdul has an evil spirit just like yours. This spirit that obeys Abdul's will is called Magician's Red. Do you see the M next to Abdul's name? That represents your opponent's distance from you. S short means the opponent is close, L long means they're far away, and M middle means they're somewhere in between. Don't forget it. At that distance, physical attack should be the most effective means of damaging.
It's hot. Are these flames?
My arm, it's burning.
Is this all because of that evil spirit?
No, Jotaro, summon your spirit as well. A figure resembling an ancient Roman centurion appeared from behind Jotaro.
Ura! I didn't think you'd be able to manifest it so clearly. However, you failed to grasp even the very basics of stand combat. Stand combat?
Jotaro, what you thought was an evil spirit is actually a powerful vision created from your own life force. Since it appears beside you, we call it a stand. This stand draws power from your spirit energy, so if you consume all of it, it won't be able to manifest. Stands also have different attributes, such as range. Your stand can only manifest very close to your body, so it's a close-range stand. Abdul's stand, on the other hand, fights at range, so he can unleash an all-out attack while keeping his distance. Unfortunately, your close-range stand will be unable to attack at full power. If you don't want to be limited to attacks that don't have a range attribute, then Then use the guard command strategically and wait for the enemy to reveal their weak point. Some enemies will maintain their distance to prevent you from closing in on them, so keep on your toes. Now then, the fight is on! Ura! Ura! Hail to you. Ura, ura, ura!
This is pretty awesome. Here we go. Now I gotta wait for that. Throwing rocks. Let's get him closer. Then we're gonna aura him. Oh, that burns.
Jotaro stand prying open the bars of the cell. Ugh! You know what? Forget it! The bars opened on their own. Hey, where are you going? Look at me!
Mr. Joestar, as you can see, I've gotten him out of the cell. Was this your plan all along? Not quite. I did truly intend to send you to the hospital, but your strength far exceeded my expectations. And what if I hadn't pulled these bars apart? What then? My ability, rather, my stand, is Magician's Red. If it came to it, my flames could easily melt them.
You and Abdul have the same kind of power, Jotaro. But we can talk more about that once we leave. This isn't the place to loiter.
Yay! Jotaro finally came out.
Shut up! You're such a pain in the ass.
Got it, honey?
Hey! The nerve of you! Calling your own mother a pain in the ass? Who taught you to speak like that? And you! Don't look so happy about it.
Fine.
Hey, Gramps, listen up.
Huh?
There's still something that's bugging me. How do you know so much about my evil spit? Rather, how do you know so much about my stand?
Well, that's what I came from New York to talk to you about. But we'll get to that in time. There's something else I need to talk about first. Something linked to the entire Joestar family. Take a look at these pictures. Joseph took out some pictures of the abandoned cruiser and the chest inscribed with the word Dio.
What am I supposed to be looking at?
4 years ago, this metal chest was pulled up from the waters of West Africa. Afterwards, I took it into my own hands. In reality, it's not a chest, but a casket. It dates back about 100 years. Apparently, this coffin was found in the wreckage of the ship that Jonathan Joestar, your great-great-grandfather, died on. When it was finally discovered, it was empty. Only I know what it contained. The one Abdul and I have been searching for.
When you say the one, do you mean...
Yes. I'm searching for a person, one who was also aboard that ship 100 years ago. A monster who has finally risen from his 100-year slumber. His name is Dio, mortal enemy to the Joestar line.
Hey, Jojo! Don't pout like this has nothing to do with you. Abdul, right? I don't know who you are, but you got balls to say that to me. And Gramps, do you expect me to believe this 100-year-old guy just crawled out of the ocean? You really think I'm gonna just nod my head and go, oh, makes sense, after hearing that load of bull? When you think about it, our evil spirits are equally unbelievable, aren't they?
That's fine by me. I'll make you believe me in due time. Just let me tell you my reasons for going after Dio, and why I know all about him in the first place. Abdul took out a Polaroid camera. I'll show you. Truth is, Jotaro, 1 year ago I discovered that I also have the same kind of evil spirit as you. A stand!
Is that true, Papa?
What did you say, Gramps? Look closely. This is my stand! Joseph smashed the camera and a Polaroid photo came flying out. Did you see the thorns that sprung from my arm? That's my stand! Its ability is spirit photography. I can make faraway things appear on film. Of course, I have to bust up a $300 camera every time I use it.
What's going on over here, sirs?
Nothing that concerns you. Be gone. Pay attention, Jotaro. The image this photo shows will decide your fate.
What?
Jotaro, Holly, have you ever taken a good look at the back of your necks?
What do you mean?
I'm sure you've never examined it carefully, but on the very base of my neck, there's a star-shaped birthmark. Holly and Jotaro both noticed the same birthmark on their own necks.
Why do you mention it?
I heard from my mother that my late father also had this very birthmark. I imagine all those of the Joestar bloodline must have it.
So what exactly is on that photo?
This birthmark, which none of us had paid any mind to until now, will decide our fate.
Papa!
Just get to the point. Show us what's on that photo.
It's that Dio! It's him that always appears in my photos, and on his neck is that same birthmark. That's because below the neck, Dio Brando's body belongs to my grandfather, Jonathan Joestar! If not for my grandma Arena, I would never have known that what occurred on that ship that was lost in the Atlantic over 100 years ago. That bastard Dio stole my grandfather's body. That's all that she told me. I'll bet that now somewhere in the world he's using that body to carry out some evil scheme. 4 years since he was revived, and just this year we discovered both my psychic ability and your spirit. It can't be coincidence. Dio must be the cause.
Our abilities are what most people might describe as ESP, or psychokinesis. I was born with my stand, but yours seems to have something to do with Dio and that stolen body of his, like an invisible link between you and your ancestor Jonathan. It's very likely that Dio's awakening has in turn awakened your own dormant abilities.
Abdul, can you determine his location from this photo?
I'm afraid I cannot do that. It's far too dark for me to see clearly.
Sorry, Holly, but it looks like we're going to have to park ourselves at your place here in Japan for a little while.
I felt it again. Once again, I sense that someone is watching me. Jonathan's descendants, no doubt. This body seems to be sending out a signal somehow. So be it. I suppose this is destiny. Destiny that must be dealt with. Destiny that must be eliminated. Destiny that I've already taken measures to nip in the bud.